No longer telling people to get over it, the CEO of America's largest bank warns tariffs are putting a heavy load on an already weakening economy. JPMorgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon is one of the most influential voices in finance. In his annual letter published Monday, he warned President Donald Trump's tariff policies will increase inflation and the likelihood of a recession. Dimon wrote that the new tariff policies are injecting a lot of uncertainty: potential retaliatory actions, effect on confidence, impact on investments and capital flows, and possible effects on corporate profits and the US dollar. The quicker this issue is resolved, the better, because some of the negative effects increase cumulatively over time and would be hard to reverse. In the short run, I see this as one large additional straw on the camel's back, he wrote. Will it be the straw that breaks the camel's back? Dimon's own bank is projecting a 60% chance of a global recession by the end of the year, up from 40% previously forecast. Meanwhile, Goldman Sachs is also upping its recession chances to 45% from 35%. That's the second hike in just 1 week. Stocks around the world are getting hammered by the threat of a large-scale trade war. In the U.S., equities are having some of the worst trading days since 2020. The S&P 500, a weighted index of the 500 largest companies listed in the U.S., traded in bear market territory on Monday after falling more than 20% from the record high hit in February. Overseas, stocks in Asia got battered on Monday. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index had its worst trading day since the 1997 Asian financial crisis, falling 13.2%.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
Trump has previously refused to rule out the chance his tariff policies will cause a recession, saying the U.S. is facing a period of transition. Dimon was no fan of Trump's affinity for tariffs during the president's first term in the White House. He said they were a threat to the economy. But as Trump took office for a second term in January, Dimon had a fresh take while talking with CNBC at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland.
They are an economic tool. That's it. They're an economic weapon, depending how you use it and why you use it and stuff like that. And, people argue, is it inflationary and non-inflationary? I would put in perspective, if it's a little inflationary, but it's good for national security, so be it. Get over it.
He said at the time the outcomes depend on how the tariffs are implemented. In his letter Monday, Dimon still gives credence to legitimate reasons to overhaul trade policy, but he issued a few warnings about the severity and the targets. Economic fragmentation from our allies may be disastrous in the long run, he wrote. Keeping our alliances together, both militarily and economically, is essential. The opposite is precisely what our adversaries want. In the short term, Dimon said the country is likely to see inflationary outcomes not only on imported goods, but on domestic prices, as input costs rise and demand increases on domestic products. The White House announced more than 50 countries have contacted the administration to negotiate trade. Meanwhile, the EU says it is ready to negotiate a tariff pact with the U.S. that reduces or eliminates penalties from either side. The leaders also say the EU stands ready to defend its trade interests. Trump is threatening an additional 50% tariff on China if the country doesn't remove its 34% retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. Trump also says he'll break off all negotiations with the country without that removal. The developments are moving fast. To stay on top of the latest tariff news, be sure to download the SAN app and enable notifications. For Straight Air News, I'm Simone Del Rosario.